What is good, Lottery Stocks fam? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. I am back and we have some crazy stuff going on with the markets. First things first, AMC is being reported at 32 days to cover. Gamestop is being reported at 21 days to cover. USD JPY up to 146. Japanese 10-year government bonds up 2.38% on the day. And speaking of Japan, Trump just planned a 25% tariff on Japan as of August 1st. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. If you want to know the entire breakdown, if you haven't heard us talk about it in the videos before about the Japanese carry trade that Roaring Kitty basically hinted at, how it has to tie in with GameStop, swaps, all that other stuff, go read the most recent X post I just dropped on X. That is for an entire video if I were to cover all of that. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. That is all free and that is all I ask. I am happy to be back and this is going to be exciting. Watch until the end. I am not going to try to make this too brief. I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about what's important, AMC, GameStop, what you guys want to know, the overall market, crypto very briefly, and then some stocks at the end of the video that have been melting up that people are not keeping their eye on. First things first, an important calculation that is basically calculated between the float as well as the volume, the volatility in a stock. Now, the days to cover ratio would drop if we got more volume, which normally happens during a short squeeze or something along the lines of that. But AMC is being reported at 14.5% short interest with a 32 day to cover ratio. If you don't know day to cover ratios, this is huge. Normally, you don't see a 32 day to cover ratio. That would mean it's basically saying it's going to take short sellers 32 days or a whole month to exit the play, which would just be almost constant up pressure. GameStop is also stating a 21 days to cover ratio with short interest sitting up around 20%. So we're seeing a rise across the board and we assume it's much greater. But the fact that you're seeing a rise shows the trend that we are going in. As far as GameStop goes right now, we also just got, now listen, the chart looks bearish because we're down 3.5%. We also curled up, got rejected, and we're getting a beginning of a weekly candle push to the downside, which ultimately looks like we got a flush and then a little bit of a base before another huge flush to the downside, sub $20. But is that going to happen? Well, not necessarily. We got a weekly golden cross on GameStop, which is huge. You don't usually see this. The last time we saw this was back in 2021, right when GameStop ended up squeezing to $500 or so, pre all the splits and everything that has happened. Now, on top of that, it's just unlikely we're going to go under 2150 because GameStop can technically hit a buyback, which shorts are not going to want. As far as the closer time frame looks, the closer outline based on historical patterns, historical cycles, GameStop is likely to possibly hit another low this week before we start to scale higher and then ultimately begin a squeeze into late July, early August. Okay, the same thing goes for AMC. Something we expect hit a low around Friday or Monday, and then from there, right around mid to late July, start seeing moves higher. Again, we have fails to deliver that are rolling into dates where they have to be delivered. We have a lot of timelines coming in where we could just push higher any day. And we also have a little bit of speculation on Roaring Kitty. 420 days ago today, on this day, Roaring Kitty posted the Thanos, I'll do it myself, and then the Wolverine waking up, right? Like the cat waking up. So possibly we get a tweet tonight. But again, the chance is very slim and we are not going to count on that. VIX up 3%. And the reason I'm bringing up the VIX is because this is something that we really need to see. This goes hand in hand with Japan. It goes hand in hand with GameStop. And it goes hand in hand with what Roaring Kitty said. Volume, volatility has to come in. The market is at 620. Trump just passed the big, beautiful bill. We got a daily golden cross on the SPY recently. We're at all-time highs. Where are we going to come base down to? Well, there's a couple levels, 613.60, 608.50, or about 600. Okay, if we decide to get 4 to 5% correction, which is somewhat healthy, especially after the run that we've had, in which case I think the SPY would get bought up. Are we still going to have a crash this year? I do not know. because based on that part of the bill that I covered yesterday in a very, very short 2-minute video called the Trump account, this is going to bring in tons of buying pressure into the market. Okay. We have also seen global money supply increase as well. There's a lot of spending money to come into the market and ultimately is mandatorily going to come into the market, which is going to bring me into Bitcoin. I want to talk about this very quickly. Public companies are buying Bitcoin at a rapid pace. And this also goes with GNS. They just said they're going to buy like 10,000 Bitcoins by X date or whatever, which is crazy odd. And then they ended up saying, hey, this is delayed, whatever. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on with GNS, but the point being is that they don't even have enough market cap to do what they said they're going to do. I don't know exactly their plan over there, but I am going to keep a side eye on GNS. Now, public companies have purchased 131, almost 132,000 Bitcoins in just Q2 of 2025, growing holdings by 18%. Now, furthermore, ETFs acquired 112,000 almost Bitcoin, posting an 8% rise during the same period, marking the third consecutive quarter in which companies have bought more Bitcoin than ETFs. Now, year to date, public companies have purchased almost 238,000 Bitcoins, which is double the 118,000 acquired by ETFs. Now, public companies hold 855,000 Bitcoins, or 4% of the total supply. That's just public companies. This is aside from these ETFs, and then aside from forceful government buying. Same thing goes for the SPY. So here's what we see 5-10 years down the line that you guys have to pay attention to. Hopefully my mic is still on. Let me see. Yes, it is. Okay. This is what's something we have to pay attention to, is that if you are not in assets like Bitcoin, like stocks, the wealth gap is going to push you out. If you decide that you're going to not invest, or you're going to lose money, or you're going to go a different route, you are going to get squeezed out. What does that mean? There's the 1%, there's the 99%, and that gap is going to be a little bit wider over the next 10 years, where the 99%, it's going to be very, 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 very hard to get into the 1%. Now, if you're not there yet, and you start investing and you take advantage of the things that are happening, the facts that are in front of your face, you can actually slowly creep towards that and away from this group of poverty. And they're giving you a chance right now. So we are going to track that on this channel. We're going to do that to our best ability. In fact, we're going to get there quicker than the average person. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to my subscribers. Bitcoin's at 108,000. We got a decent monthly candle. I will actually say a good monthly candle for the end of June, because what I said was we would have to bounce off of 95 to 96K. We actually bounced off of 98, and we got a bullish move ever since. What has to happen in July? Do we have to rip higher in July? No, but it's more likely based on the candle that we got. But what we do have to do is still hold 96K. As long as we hold 96K, Bitcoin's still bullish for August. However, the likelihood of us only holding 96K and then being bullish for August is less likely than us actually ripping in July. I think July is going to be a pretty good month. But again, if it's not, August is going to be that month. Okay, we got this candle, then we got possibly a little hammer candle, even though it's the first week of July. And then we will see what happens from there. But ultimately, Bitcoin is in a very, very bullish trend. And we could see a higher high coming into... you know what? Actually, let's bring up something right here. Mid-video. See what this looks like. Coming into the red range on the power law corridor, we could actually see a lot more room to the upside on Bitcoin and possibly see a little bit of a super cycle. Instead of deteriorating cycles, deteriorating returns, we could actually see a meet with return, right? And the reason being is because of all the new additional buying pressure the game has changed, as well as the supply is dropping. So that's all for another video, but we are seeing altcoins decide that they want to move up as well. Bonk is just one example, which is something that I hold a decent amount of. I like this play, and I think we are going to go higher, and I want you to keep an eye on altcoins. It's simple. Altcoin season is likely here with Bitcoin, and we might be seeing a top in July and August. Wolf Speed is up 132%. Called it out up 110% today. A little bit late, of course, but I do think this one still has more room to run. I think Wolf Speed's going to come up to $3.12 or so, possibly a little lower, possibly a little higher. Now, this one is also on the threshold securities list. okay? They are exiting this play right in front of you guys. XTIA is another one that is on this list, but it has not ripped higher yet. I think it will have a spike very soon, possibly a quick one where you can grab some gains right up to 250, which is about a 40% gain or so, 40 to 42% gain or so. Again, nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I do want to talk about Tesla very briefly. These two blue circles are where I called out in the Discord server puts on Tesla, okay? Puts on Tesla. This is where I called out. Tesla is now down 14% or so from both of those callouts. Are we going to go lower? Right here would have been a beautiful time to take a little bit of profits, even though Tesla is still showing some weakness. Tesla's a volatile play. I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla fakes people out, rips to 333 to 335 before slowly descending back down to 250. But what I do see is Tesla is going to come back down to 250, likely at some point this year and or lower. Okay, so that is something to note as well. I could be very wrong on Tesla, but right now this is what the trajectory is showing. SoFi is another one that we've called out. This blue circle is where I exactly called out leaps on SoFi, and I also was calling out a long-term share hold, but leaps were alerted right here. And since this time frame, these leaps were alerted, the stock was up 27%, now still up 25% or so. SoFi is one that I love, and I think we are going to soon get into major price discovery, which is out of this range above $30 for SoFi. I think we are going to get there very soon, and it's only at 18 bucks. So from this range to that, to where I think we are headed is about a 50% gain, and I think that's going to happen this year, especially over the next few months or so. And it's showing the legs for it. It's showing the volume. And we are about to report earnings late July. Uber is one that has been creeping up. People aren't talking about 95. It's getting buy ratings. It's beating earnings, although expectations are a little bit lower. We have climbed and climbed and climbed, and we continue to climb very quietly, especially on the weekly. We have seen 3 green weeks in a row after a massive accumulation, we'll say. Same thing with Dash. Dash is actually heading up towards price discovery. This is DoorDash. So DoorDash and Uber, very similar business model, alongside Instacart as well, also creeping up. So it seems like a lot of these automated systems or systems where people can just work, anyone can work for them, and they have high demand, are going to do better. The business model's there. Some of them have to fix some things, obviously, as many of you know, but these charts are slowly creeping up. Is this big money buying? What do you guys think down below? I mean, Uber and DoorDash are basically near all-time highs, as well as Instacart. Another one to keep your eye on is AFRM. Now, this one is a mixed bag right here, but we did get a golden cross on the weekly, and we broke above what I think is a crucial resistance level, which is around $68.60 or $70. And then we're at $70.30. If we close above $70.30, AFRM could be on the beginning of its move to $82, from $82 to anywhere to $115. Okay, so keep this one on your radar, as well as TripAdvisor. Very similar, $17, broke below key resistance at $15.22. Watch for a retracement down to $16.23. Possible buy-in, long-term or medium to long-term. All of these plays I want to put on your radar. Guys, if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I posted top 7 growth stocks to buy ASAP. This is my portfolio, how it's doing, long-term portfolio for growth plays. And then I also talked about the Trump account very briefly. We are not on vacation anymore. We are back. And then also another very important video, options trading, how to pick the best contract. If you didn't watch this yet, make sure to go watch that, because it will help you guys every single time you trade options. That is it. I love you all. Make sure to join my Discord in the top link in the description. If you press the like button and subscribe for free, don't forget to get in the Discord, because one trade can pay for it forever. That is it. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.